The most anticipated film of the year does not disappoint, except perhaps for those who were expecting a new Apocalypse Now, just as it disappointed those who expected another The Godfather. Those who love Coppola, the perpetual innovator exploring every possibility of cinema, will be thoroughly satisfied. Francis Ford Coppola nurtured an obsession for 40 years, a colossal project he cultivated, postponed, and finally realized, even mortgaging part of his wine estate, without the backing of studios. Megalopolis is reminiscent of the unknown masterpiece by Balzac's Painter, a work continually retouched that ultimately loses coherence. Yet, amidst the confused colors and bizarre lines, emerges the stunning beauty of an untouched fragment. The last of the romantics, Coppola surfs under bombs and invents a kiss at the dizzying heights of Harold Lloyd's comic world. Megalopolis is most moving when we recognize Coppola behind his characters. In the dizzying opening, the protagonist discovers the power to stop time, loses it, and then finds it again, through love. The story unfolds in a future New Rome, akin to New York, but futuristic, where the patricians battle for power. The film contrasts two men and visions of the future, the visionary architect Cesar Catilina, Adam Driver, and the conservative mayor Frank Cicero, Giancarlo Esposito. Between them is Julia, Natalie Emanuel, lover of Caesar and daughter of Cicero. Megalopolis tells with disarming naivety a story of life, family, and art, possible only from an ageless man with nothing left to prove. With an 80s aesthetic, the film is obsessed with time. Suspended atop the Chrysler Building, creating images and hyperboles. We could criticize the film as a Baroque farce, but we prefer to focus on the idea of a live happening, a return to the origins of the cinematograph. A cinema employee literally sits before the screen with a microphone to dialogue with the images. Coppola's trust in the art of cinema, despite having lost control over it, is admirable. Megalopolis is a free and kamikaze work, a bridge between ancient Rome and a future New York, between Marcus Aurelius and Ralph Waldo Emerson, embodying the Trump nightmare, with a Shia LaBeouf more LaBeoufian than ever. The film's architecture is rational but bizarre, a Frankenstein creature where science fiction, satirical comedy, fantasy, and peplum feast together. Coppola makes statues sing, quotes Puccini, inserts Latin dialogues, and films time marching toward death. Megalopolis is indeed everything: producer, screenwriter, and director. Coppola follows his passions without rules, exploring ancient culture, philosophy, politics, opera, art, new technologies, time, and family. In this dreamlike vortex, Coppola risks everything, declaring his faith in the future of America and cinema, punctuating the film with splendid images, dazzling light transitions, and water movements. Megalopolis is a perplexing and unclassifiable object that reveals the schizophrenic soul of its creator, the paterfamilias and the shrewd businessman, the visionary artist and the brilliant entrepreneur. Thumbs up for the audacity of this golden and ebony epic that speaks all the languages of cinema without ever pausing. Coppola has made a film that did everything to exist, asking us to do the same to love it. The much-awaited moment has finally arrived. At the Cannes Film Festival, Coppola's Megalopolis, a sprawling and mad film, emerges. Chaos is its essence, as Shakespeare might say. Visionary and uneven, the film uses the transformation and overexposure of trash, pulp, and kitsch, almost forming a new ultra-kitsch substance. Costing $120 million, with $100 paid by Coppola himself, dedicated to his wife Eleanor, it is a poem in favor of utopias, with the grandeur of Hollywood epics. The film's Megalopolis represents the megalomania of its protagonist, Cesar Catilina, Adam Driver, and that of its director demigod Coppola. Catilina, able to stop time, is a superhero without tights obsessed with the reality reshaped by digital technologies, typical of teen blockbusters. Megalopolis echoes Fritz Lang's Metropolis. Like in the expressionist masterpiece, the opposing factions ultimately collaborate to revive civilization. The film's archetype, though evident, is articulated with complexity. Coppola's Roman Republic hints at the American Republic, fueling the debate on the U.S. as a modern variation of Rome. The costume designer Milena Canonero adds magnificence to the film, but only time will tell if this is a new art form or a grand, imperfect vision. Coppola often disappoints at first. Apocalypse Now didn't please those who loved The Godfather. Megalopolis evokes archaic and primordial images, blending historical and philosophical references with a unique cinephile vision. Julia tells Cesare, "You are a man of the future possessed by the past." Overall, Coppola's Megalopolis is a must-see, a bold exploration that blends past and future into an extraordinary cinematic vision.